It's the summertime in Alabama. It's hot. You're in bed naked. You think it's a regular fart. All of a sudden, whoop, we got a wash machine.
You're listening to.
You're listening to.
You're listening to.
Y'all are listening to What's Left of the South.
All right, y'all. This episode is sponsored by Monster Energy Drinks. Mark's going to read a statement.
No,
about
Alani.
why- Oh,
Alani.
No, wait. Mark's going to read a statement about how energy drinks are really good for you and beneficial to your health. And
While they're
well-being.
scratching their little patch on their chest.
Yeah. What's the like when they shave a dog's like lower half for like a surgery?
Yeah,
That's how I feel right now.
we need to get you.
Mark,
a
that's
bro.
next to your shoulder. What are you talking about?
Well,
You do look like
Wait,
a little
wait,
animal,
wait.
like just scratching at it.
Wait. Okay, this might if this is
What's your
too
little- what's your
personal,
devil
like you
walk?
don't have to say anything, but when you
I
got
thought I was like dying, and then are you talking about that surgery? Okay, never mind.
yeah, when you got the lower surgery, did they shave you?
I don't think so.
Really?
I think they shaved my stomach.
Oh,
Well, it's a
yeah, 'cause they
laparoscopic
do.
one, so it's just like it's
Yeah.
like rather than
Yeah, everything came out of my belly button.
I heard about this.
Yeah, so and then I got like a scar like inside of my belly button.
Damn, but for like, did they
So-
give you a catheter?
Yeah.
They didn't. You're lucky.
Huh? Well, I mean,
I've
like,
heard for like
That's
little minor
It
surgeries
wasn't
that like
like-
shave you.
I mean,
I
I
figured they're
didn't
gonna
come
I
out
get a
with, like,
colonoscopy. They're gonna
a
fucking
Brazilian
shave
wax. Like they didn't have like the wax tech in there
me. What the
I've-
fuck
know,
happened?
with
I've
like the
seen
little
pe-
beads doing ASMR.
Why do I have a
I've
penis
seen-
now?
I've seen women say that they've gone in for surgeries that basically from like the waist down, and they said that they were shaved and they're like, hey, my surgery had nothing to do with like my pubic area, and that the surgery team said like, oh, it was a just in case we had to go in that way. And that
Just in
sounds
case we had to
like
go in that way.
horrifying.
Plan B.
Plan B just fucking
Coming this summer.
we're
Plan
digging
B.
for gold.
Yeah, like what,
Those-
how are you?
Those
There's
those
no.
Thai,
It doesn't go all the way up.
Those
Like, what do
Thai
you
soccer
mean?
boys are lost again in another cave. Plan B.
That's crazy. Ew. You're nasty.
Starring Mark Wahlberg.
Anyway,
Also, y'all, Mark's
I
got
thought I
the devil
almost
lock
died.
going.
no,
Mark's
that's
got
like
something to
the
Mark's got
no,
something to say.
that's the Superman curl.
Mark,
that
no, you're
grew out
getting
too
ready
far.
for Halloween. You're a misfit. Oh, Danzig's gone.
He didn't have that, didn't he? He had like this long hair.
I thought he had the thing with when he was in the Misfits.
That's what's that guy's name? Wolfgang von Frankenstein or whatever. His like that was like
Okay.
I got something to say.
anyway, when I did that echocardiogram, that was the weirdest. I was the closest to being like abducted by aliens.
Can we,
I think.
Can we give some context about why this had to happen and talk about another situation that happened earlier on due to energy drinks?
It's not due to energy drinks. I have a heart defect.
You've already told
Um,
us about what this is. And that it's like I asked, is there
Right.
going to be anything done? And you were like, no, unless it gets really bad. And now you're having to do like a thing again. So
Yeah, no, it's a part of the same thing. They had to order this for me.
Mark, do you think that
Brought to you by Bang Energy.
the defect that you already have might be exacerbated by taking large amounts of caffeine?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so Nelson might have had it backwards, but he's not wrong.
Yeah, it's not
Brought-
gonna make it worse.
Brought
I mean,
to
it's not
you-
gonna make it like
What was the ones you used to drink all the time? Was it Bang?
I drink those sometimes, so that has too much.
What was the
in it.
one you
White
would-
white
you
white
brought over to the
monsters,
house?
or was
I
it
did
No.
not
peach
drink
monster?
white peach.
No, Mark didn't drink
And I
white
like the
monsters.
guava.
I give him that. But the
I
one
drank
that you
2 white monsters and I let it turn me into a third.
you have them all the time. Like when we drive down to Orlando, you had them in the fridge. You always had like 2 or 3 of them in the cooler. Was it Bang? I think it was Bang.
No.
Or what was the other one? Awake.
This
or
is
whatever
not
it's called?
sponsored. Awake.
No, what's the one that got creatine in it?
These didn't have creatine in them.
Was
I
it
normally just
Celsius?
No, it wasn't
Nah.
Celsius.
I normally just drink the 0 sugar peach.
Ghost. That was it. Ghost.
Oh yeah.
It's what it's
I
going to
don't
turn Mark
know.
into.
I don't have any. Yeah, it's gonna kill me. I don't have any brand loyalty. It's mostly just what flavor I want.
We know, buddy.
You
It's
know.
okay. We love you.
So yeah, Mark and Nelson came down to visit me. I think it was like the first or second time they came to Orlando to visit me, and Mark casually let it slip that his jaw was numb from B12
Oh
poisoning.
yeah. I did that one time.
When your veins like imploded, you're so dehydrated and B12 poisoning.
No.
was driving back- I
I'm
was
plenty
driving with him
hydrated.
in my car coming back from my uncle's house, and we're sitting at a traffic light, and Mark lets it slip, and I remember thinking like, okay, I have to pull over in traffic. That's what the fuck is this? And now Mark is having to wear hospital equipment to check on their little
It's just a
ticker.
Holter monitor. It's all right.
Is that not hospital equipment?
No, this is home equipment, and I get to put it in a little box after 7 days and put it in the mail.
It's like
And then they're
Cologuard.
gonna.
You poop
Yeah,
in
it's like a
box and-
Cologuard. Yeah, exactly.
You poop in a box and
Yeah.
send it.
You don't poop in a box. They
Well,
give
that
you
just
something to
You
poke.
you poop on a piece of paper and then you stab it and then you put it in a vial.
Wait a minute. That reminded me of Mark. Remember the episode when you were telling us about all the things people have brought
Oh yeah.
bodily
Samples
fluids in? People
Yeah.
done shit in the pig with bag.
Yeah, you can't disrespect the pig.
People done shit in the pig with bag. God dang it.
I'm trying to
My dad
think.
got my
Oh, go
dad got
ahead.
one of those like home
Cologuard?
colonoscopy thing, not
Yeah.
colonoscopy, like colon checker things. And he like an autistic boomer, of course, came into my room with like this box and is like asking me, how do I do
Oh,
this?
shit in
Because
this box.
there's
It
too
has
many words on the piece of
instructions.
paper. So I had to read through it and figure, and like, granted, like, if you don't have like a very organized brain, I can see why it's like difficult that you have to have like this tissue paper that you put on top of, like, you have to, if you are on the toilet and you have to piss, you have to do that first and then put the paper down so that you can shit onto the paper. You have to
Yeah,
shit onto the
'cause
paper and then you have to
You can't
stab
have any
it
cross-contamination.
before the paper sinks so that you can get the sample on the little, it's like a tiny little like toothpick thing,
Yeah.
and then you have to put that in the vial, and it has to be like in the mail within 24 hours of you stabbing it. And like, yeah, my boomer autistic father is
I can
not
see,
doing
like-
this.
I can see
There's
like I
also
can see
something
our
called an
boomer autistic-
occult blood, and they do
Mm.
that to see if the reason that you're pooping blood is because you have colon cancer, or if it's just because like
You
you
got
know,
hemorrhoids.
yeah.
And then
So-
you get the snake shoved up your butt.
I
didn't
know
is that
they-
what they
I
call it these days?
I didn't know they knocked you out for that. I thought you were awake during your colonoscopy. Apparently, they put you under.
No, they twilight you.
Yeah, you're loopy.
Sounds
You're
like
not gonna go crawling
sounds
off
like
the table.
Sounds like a good time to me. Let's go. Whoa.
It's a different movie.
We
But
downloaded the
somehow
wrong Twilight.
my little resume is still there, just in the corner.
Yeah, that's because you're like half knocked
doctor's
out.
like
with...
the doctor's
How-
like breathe, count back from some 10 and tell me if you're team Edward or team Jacob.
It's like it's both kind of gross. And then
Alice,
yeah,
Why do I feel funny, Doc?
You won't remember a thing. And then the Hat Man turns into the little doll from.
They give you poppers.
That's crazy.
Oh
Oh my
man,
God.
our little Gen Z with a bad heart.
Well,
It's because
So-
it's because he loves so much.
exactly. Actually, my heart is not. I do not have. My heart's not too big. It did not grow 3 sizes. That day. It is a leaky valve.
I thought that was supposed to heal on its own.
A
Mark's got
leaky
the
valve?
squits.
No.
No.
What are you
Nelson,
shaking
are
your
you
head so
okay?
disappointed? Like, what the hell? No, it's just my blood. It felt like I was short of
just
breath
dis-
because my blood wasn't going into my lungs.
I'm just
right.
disappointed, Mark, that life won't just give you a fucking break.
Right. Yeah. That's fair.
Cool. Nelson, you got any medical stuff you want to disclose right now?
Oh, dude, I was wickedly constipated the other. Like it was bad. I ate too much rice, and it bound me up, and
That's crazy.
it was so bad. I thought I had colon cancer from what was coming out of the fucking in the toilet. I was just like, good God, it's happened before. I ate foods my colon and bowels don't agree with. I'm like,
You
oh
eat
God,
food with your colon.
yeah.
You just said that in a sentence.
Yeah, I boofed the rice.
That's not great.
I took the stuff that makes you loopy for the colonoscopy, and I was like, yeah,
I went to the
let's
beach
have
that
a
made
good
you
time.
old, and
I just shoved it on up there, and then I was like, oh, this is not gonna end well coming out. Oh, this is a regular
All right, so
episode. This isn't an
we
after
used
dark.
to be a proper
We used to be a
production
proper
here.
We had
podcast.
PhDs on here.
Yeah, we had doctors on here talking about shit. Now we're
had,
talking
like,
about
real,
shit.
like activists and
Yeah.
historians.
Well, now that we're back to like we're somewhat back to a regularly scheduled recording session. If Mark
Nelson,
doesn't-
if you say that now we can start having guests, I'm going to remind you that you've been saying that you would invite somebody specific
Okay.
on since April.
I have been trying, but then it's like, oh, I can't because a certain somebody on this podcast has to take care of their family, and then this comes up in this practice, and they fall asleep, and then there's always around the clock. We all
Nelson,
have family
when
members
we
that are
used to
knocking
do
on
this-
death's door.
When we used to do this, if somebody couldn't show up, the rest of the show just went on.
Yeah, but there's like 3 of us now, and Mark
Yeah.
doesn't
Gotta get
talk.
somebody else.
That other person wasn't here for like years.
Mark
That
doesn't
happened in
talk.
2022, Nelson.
imagine if it was Mark and I having to interview somebody.
It could happen now. I've
Yeah.
self-actualized.
Mark, RFK Jr. hasn't taken away the SSRIs.
That'll
you're
be the
waiting-
day.
If you're waiting
got-
for a day that's like definitely everybody's going to show up, you're never going to be able to invite anybody.
That's true. I totally forgot who you were talking about. I have no idea who I was trying to get on the podcast since April.
Great.
So it's not happening.
I totally forgot. Drop in the chat. Hi, you look like such a professional.
Let's
Twitch
get,
streamer. It's fucking great.
Is it because I'm wearing purple today?
Yeah, it's the red light and the headset and like everything. It's just like here on the Big Mountain Twitch stream. Oh, by the way, can we talk about your promotion?
I don't have it yet. It's going to be a bad day,
yeah.
but I do have it.
Yeah. Well, never mind. Hey, there's a new
so-
boss.
I have a very large family, and my mom is the current head of that family. And my uncles got in
boss.
touch with her to say that they think that I should be the next leader after her. So she talked to everybody, and apparently everybody's game,
Yeah.
except for the one uncle that gave me trouble before. It took him a day to come around. So I'm the next leader of my very large and rapidly decentralizing family.
Oh.
But it's going to be a bad day when I actually get that title, because that
What
means my
happened
mom's
was-
died.
What happened was the boss is moving on up in age, So we got the underbosses coming up, and the capos got together and said, "We back Kai to take over the family. When that day shall it not come soon happens." I got ish. Now we got one capo that was holding out. We ain't got to worry about him no more. He's sleeping with the bison.
Like it way back. He is a Christian and is like an active Christian, and his
White man
wife
got
is like an active Christian as well. And he and I got into a conversation. Well, actually, me and his wife, his newly married wife at the time, got into a conversation because I said that Jesus was a zombie on Easter, and she took it really badly. I was a
mean-
full ass adult. I was an adult who was married when this happened
Oh my
because I
God.
called Jesus a zombie on Easter, and she went and ran and cried to my uncle, and then
That's
my
crazy
uncle
behavior.
went and told on me to my grandma, and my grandma's
Man.
like, "What the fuck?"
What the fuck?
My grandma didn't give a shit. Like,
He's like,
she was brought
"Son,
up.
why did
My
you
grandma
do
was brought up in Catholic school in the 30s
Yeah.
and 40s. You think she's like an active Christian?
Yeah.
And
Did your
then
uncle
it
at
got
least-
back around to me.
Did they at least like choose a form of Christianity that wasn't started in someone's basement 100 years ago? Or do they like
So, a little bit longer than 100 years ago, maybe like 150 years ago. So my grandmother and my grandfather were brought up Catholic in New York and New Jersey, respectively, right?
with the Italians?
And yeah, but with the Jesuits, really. The Jesuits did a lot on the Mohawks. And then my grandpa's side, the southwestern side, that was just like, I don't know, I guess that's what you do. You become Catholic. So the first three of their kids were brought up in like that kind of relaxed Catholicism, where it's like we're not going to church every week, but like if you on Christmas we go to mass and you go through a confirmation and things like that. And
Yeah.
then my grandfather, who is a historian to himself, when they moved, so my family moved up and down the East Coast doing educational Native American dance shows, and like whips and storytelling and all kinds of stuff. And so they worked from New York all the way down to Florida on different times of the year. They could work in New York, they worked in Kentucky, they worked in Tennessee, they worked in Florida, like they worked in Europe for a while with the circus. By the time my younger three uncles were born, they were living in either Kentucky or Tennessee, and my grandfather got like born again Baptist. So the
Aw.
last three kids were brought up. I don't think they were born Baptist, but like they were young when my grandfather changed. So they were kind of brought up Baptist.
Those Protestants.
And two of them are more of the like more relaxed. They might be nominally Christian or kind of like church, Native American church, things like that. But this uncle that we're specifically talking about is like Christian, and he's the one that moved to Wisconsin, and he's the one that keeps marrying big white farm girls. Big blonde white farm girls. So
I'm an Indian outlaw.
and by what I mean by big, I mean like 6 foot tall, green eyes, blonde hair, like big Viking women.
Just corn fed. Like,
Yeah,
Maize
Yeah.
fed.
corn and sausage gravy.
Ooh, hot
Um,
dish and cheese.
Yeah, lots of cheese.
Ooh.
And so
Can't
yeah,
be
he's the
anywhere
one.
near that, Nils.
Yeah, those Northern Europeans are fucking weird, man.
So that's the uncle that he and I have been a little bit like uncomfortable with each other for the past 15 years or so.
But now,
And he's the one that took a day to come around. I think. Well, so
Well, maybe he shouldn't be such a little freak.
he was sent the message from the other capos. I got me.
he got a horse head in his office.
this uncle is number 5 out of 6 of the blood children. We have an adopted youngest brother as well, so he's number 5 out of 6 of the blood children, 5 out of 7 of the entire family.
6, 7.
And it was his 2 oldest brothers who brought it up to my mom. They like my mom did not ask around. She didn't say like I think she should do this. My two oldest uncles came to her and said, "We've been talking about it. We think it should be Kai."
Oh, it's a power move from the other capos. All right, we gotta watch
It
him.
was. It
We
was
gotta
like
watch him. They may have ulterior motives here, Kai. As
No.
your consigliere, we gotta watch him.
those men are like in my palm.
Yeah,
Like,
good.
As they
You
should
read The
be.
Prince by Machiavelli. Good. It's a good. I would have
But-
said that too.
but my youngest blood uncle is the one who I said I thought should be the next leader. You've met that one. Because
okay.
I've seen him change the most throughout his life, like that since I've known him, and like the amount of history and information and like lived experience that he has is like the best out of everybody. As far as I feel, because the oldest two uncles who like if we went by age, neither of them want it. Both of them are the oldest one is having some health troubles. The next one is he's like the loner of the family. He's not like a black sheep, but he keeps to himself and he's not very active. So and then the third uncle is not in a position to be in lead over anybody. The fourth uncle, the one that we're having the talk about, has tried to upset the apple cart before. He tried to do like an uprising against my mom.
Yeah.
And my mom had to come in and say, like, look, I was given this position by our parents. And if you're questioning me, you're questioning their judgment, and I'm not going to stand for that. And then the last blood uncle, like I think that he would have been very, very good at it. And I said when I was first asked, like, what about him? And I don't think that he had any questions when my mom said, like, this is what they've said. What do you think? And I think he trusts me. I don't know why these people trust me so much. I don't know what I've done. I feel like a chicken with their head cut off running around most of the time when I'm dealing with everybody.
You're the boss. You've been the street boss for a while now.
Well, I told my mom that
making
when
it happen behind the scenes.
Hey,
I've told my mom that for a while now,
house, you're the
like
street boss.
like she's had health problems for quite a long time now, and that leaves me to do the physical part of like any leadership.
Mhm.
And I've told her like nothing, like that won't change. That's what I already do. It's just like stepping forward and doing the rest of it. So she's taking it unto herself to train me for this. It's not like she's imminent. Well, she is back in the hospital as of today, so who knows if death is imminent at this point. But yeah, it's like a thing with my family. I feel kind of confused and flattered. I feel a little bit uncomfortable because it seems to have skipped my 6 uncles and come directly to me. And I'm not even the oldest of the grandchildren. I'm like dead middle of the grandchildren. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens.
Your uncle just pulls that line from the Godfather 2 with Fredo. It's like, that was not what I wanted. I'm smart, not like everybody says. You're my kid brother, Michael.
But one of the things that they brought up is that they think that it should be a woman in power. I will be the third in line of
Very
being a
progressive
woman in power
family.
of the family. It's the Mohawk side is matriarchal. That's just how we are already. It's the southwestern side that needs a kick up the behind.
Yeah.
So
Kai's
cool.
now the head of the Genovese family.
No.
You heard it here first, folks. New York.
We got any news stories you want to talk about this week?
So there's like a lot of like stuff that I keep seeing on TikTok that I just haven't followed. And a lot of it is just like really, really heavy stuff that
Mm.
it's so divisive. Like
Well,
that
let
one
it, let it loose.
that trial, I don't even
Oh, the woman being
the
accused of killing her
yeah.
children?
the woman who like accused of drowning her 3 children, and then like now it's I think she
And then
did she
She's
Like,
paralyzed,
yeah,
I believe.
that whole story is, I've
I looked up her drug
obvious,
list today and read through it actually.
yeah, it
I
is
think they should
wild.
there's no excuse for a pharmacy to let that happen
Yeah,
in today's that is awful
but
that
you
she was
have,
allowed to
yeah,
have that.
no, I agree, and it's one of those things where, like, I haven't looked into it. I've just like gone with like people that I trust have said, and I'm just like backing them, and it's just like, but it's one of those things where I know is that I don't even know, like, she's on trial for the death of the three children. I don't know if she pled guilty, and this is their reason of insanity. The husband seems like people divided on him if he's a creep or a narcissist that actually did it, and then since she somehow ended up thrown out of the window, like paralyzed in the front yard. So the whole thing sounds horrible. The one thing I will say is that I feel really bad for the kids. Um, First and foremost, like, I can't imagine, like, that's horrible. Like, they must have been really, really, really scared, and I feel for them. Like, it's disgusting. It's horrible what happened to them. And that's the only thing I'm 100% solid on. Like, I think that what you said, Mark, is like definitely, like you said, no pharmacist should like this. They pulled out like a massive, like, gallon size Ziploc
Well,
bag in
it's
the trial, and
like
that was like everything she
so
was
many
prescribed.
like I can understand again, not saying like it's not their fault because, there should be a safeguard in place. But as someone who works like with medical software where stuff just isn't labeled correctly and just like gets lost to like nowhere, um I can see the thing with like the doctors being like, our records weren't connected. We
Yeah,
trusted the patient to disclose whatever. Like, that's well and good. But the pharmacy itself should have a system to red flag, hey, she's getting like 5 different antidepressant medications in like 2 months.
yeah,
And she's getting them refilled and refilled. And she keeps coming back for all these different medications from several different, I think there was like 4 different names that I saw like on the list.
yeah,
And it was from, I think, like fall to January. It was like she'd gone like, I mean, people do this all the time with like pain medication. Like there
yeah,
should
and
be
yeah.
something where they're not allowed to, it's called like polypharmacy, I think. Um,
Whoa.
are you telling me this pharmacy is
It is
poly?
Polly.
Yeah.
The only thing I've heard about
Uh,
that, the only thing I've heard is this one person that like will pop up on my FYP sometime. She's like a classic like white woman pick me manosphere type, like men's rights activist lady, and she talked about how she did the thing where like they play both people, but like one's really annoying and wrong they don't like, and the other one is them like arguing with themselves. And
oh
she
yeah, it's like the
mentioned that,
whole like fallacy of like
yeah,
confirmation bias
exactly.
and
She mentioned like, oh,
yeah.
she was doctor hopping, et cetera, because she's obviously on the side of the husband. Um,
Well,
but
it's
yeah,
like, what if you're so desperate for something to work? Like, you'd lie. Like,
mhm,
she was like begging her mom for help and saying
So
like she
I
couldn't sleep and she was scared. And so it's like this lady obviously needed help. And I mean, besides like leaving like her like crimes, alleged crimes out of it, there should be something in place to where people aren't allowed to have all these different like dangerous drug interactions. Like CVS should
I
be,
I
you
wonder
know.
if it exists, because I have no idea, or if it doesn't exist and maybe there's a reason that it doesn't. If there's like software that you're using when you are working in pharmacy and you can see like all of these medications that somebody has on their history through the pharmacy, and you see a new one come in and you like mark that you're going to be filling it, and then you get like a pop-up that's like, there's dangerous contraindications for these things, or it has interactions for these things, so that it like makes you look at it. And
Yeah.
then you'd have to like, maybe it would like add an extra painful step in the fact that a pharmacist would have to talk to a patient and say like, hey, are you still on this medication? And the patient would have to truthfully answer or make the choice to
Right.
lie at that moment. Or in some cases forget, because a lot of times old people forget exactly.
Yeah.
Like I have my list of my
Yeah.
mom's medications. It gets so high sometimes.
Yeah, people
Um,
come into the where I work, and they have like a gallon Ziploc bag full of all of their medications because their doctor tells them to bring everything in with them.
So my mom, I have, every time I go home, I take a new list of her medications because they do change constantly. And I have had so many interactions at emergency rooms with different doctors when she's doing intake with different practices, that they ask about her medications. And like sometimes when you're still filling it out on paper, they have a space for like 3 things. And like, are you kidding me? I have like 16 here.
It's like, yeah, she's
And
chronically ill. Can I have like another
yeah.
piece of paper?
Yeah.
And so like I've taken to just keeping it on my phone and showing it to them, to the point where they even say like, oh my God, you have it alphabetized, thank you so much, because it makes it so much easier when we're going
Yeah.
through. But okay, so as the resident woman, the resident femme of this, who has a dubious history with true crime. I was never like a true crime person.
Deep-seated hatred of men.
As much as like I grew up watching like FBI files and stuff like that. So like old school true crime to some extent, yes, but
Wait,
not like true
obviously.
crime podcast or anything. But I
Yeah.
was getting a lot of TikToks about this case on my FYP,
Same.
and I feel like uncomfortable coming down on any side of this, because
Mhm.
I feel like there's a big blind spot that I have, that I don't know what I don't know when it comes to this, because
Yeah.
I've seen so many true crime white women saying like either she didn't do it, or there's so many reasons why she shouldn't be held accountable. And I don't mean like because she's a woman, but because she had such documented postnatal depression, and because her
Yeah.
husband was pretty much non-existent according to what they said. And they're talking about like a nurse that went on the stand who wasn't like, I think she was brought up for the defense,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
they're just answering questions and saying like, oh yeah, this nurse was so good because she was advocating for her patient and all that. But then I got another TikTok from a Black woman who said like, this is the true crimification of this. That woman absolutely
Right. They
did the
want
crime.
something to be.
Mhm.
They want a twist where the husband did it.
Yeah.
Like it's
So
yeah.
I feel like because of the prevalence of white women, and this Black creator was saying like, if you go through these TikToks, what you'll see is that these are well-educated Gen Z to millennial white liberal women who are all trying to come up with a way for how she didn't do it or she wasn't responsible for it. And that there are mothers of color who would never have gotten
Oh,
this
yeah.
kind of this kind of attention, who wouldn't
Yeah.
who wouldn't have so many people going to bat for them. So I feel like the blind spots are kind of like, there's so many that I don't know where to come out on this, because it seems like the husband was in fact completely like negligent when it came to a lot of this, that he went away for like a weekend while she had already told him that she's been having these thoughts, that she needs help. Like this, but again, like I don't know how true any of this is. So I
Yeah.
can see why the husband is negligent, but I also see where this Black creator was coming from, where it's like, yeah, there are so many like possible blind spots for somebody who's only getting this kind of information from it, and that they're trying to come up with a way for this white woman to not be responsible if she did it, and that she probably did do it according to this creator. So it's like, this is a very sad but very interesting time to be on social media and to look at kind of the anthropology of the sociology and the anthropology of this case, because there's so many like shades to it. There's like the feminism and the white woman's tears and the postnatal depression that doesn't get taken seriously, and the
and then people
medications that are
seeing-
like absolutely out of hand, and like all this stuff that's like, I don't know how the jury is going to get through this. I genuinely don't.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
and then there's
and
the
like,
armchair psychologists are like, he's a narcissist. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's
I-
like,
the
well,
word
he's
narciss-
not on the stand, and you don't know who he is.
Yeah,
So
I'm
why
just
don't
like,
you just like
and
chill out?
the word narcissist has been thrown around so much it has lost. Like I see it like every
Yeah.
other TikTok about anyone and everything. It's just like everyone's a narcissist. I was like, no, not
It's like,
everyone's.
no,
some
they
people
are
just
exhibiting
jackasses.
narcissistic behavior.
Yeah, some of
That-
there's
that
But they are
there's
not
completely-
a narcissist. Yeah.
There's a completely different idea when it comes to the clinical definition of narcissism
Yeah.
versus the colloquial term of narcissism, and they have got it happens with so many psychological terms that OCD for like 30
Yeah, and
years
bipolar.
Oh my
people
God.
would say like, oh, I'm so OCD I have to do the dishes right after I eat. Like, no.
no,
No, OCD is when
it's crippling.
you like when you get close to like a window and you have thoughts of throwing yourself out that window, and then you're terrified of yourself for having those thoughts of throwing yourself out that window, when none of those thoughts were actually going to come to fruition, but your brain is making you feel like it is.
Yeah.
Like there's so like
Yeah, like here's
OCD,
a cool
like-
thought. My
or yeah,
Yeah. I'm
or
trying
the
to
other way,
leave.
Yeah,
I'm trying to leave, and my family member is mad at me and won't tell me that they love me back, and so then I have like a fear that something bad is gonna happen until they
Right.
tell me they love
Yeah.
me back.
Oh, you've stood at the same light switch for an hour, like flicking it on and off because you think if you don't get the right pattern, like your mom's gonna die or
Yeah.
some shit like that. Yeah.
And
What
like
narciss-
you,
Olivia Soprano's a fucking narcissist. Watch The Sopranos. Tony Soprano's mother is a textbook narcissist. Okay, you want a
like,
good, yeah.
the social understanding of OCD, of narcissism, of right now we are in danger of ADHD and autism. Like it's already starting, but
Yeah,
we're in danger of it
autism's real bad
of it
right
going
now with
further.
people.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
like because I am a self-diagnosed person, I'll say that proudly. I am a self-diagnosed person for many reasons. If anybody wants to ask why, I will enumerate them for about an hour. I am a self-diagnosed person
Go
with
back and
both
listen to this
ADHD, and autism, because with the autistic traits, I have done so much fucking research that I am aware of where I sit within this spectrum. And taken like people that are not autistic do not do this shit.
Yeah.
They do not like go through
Felt.
all the steps of like going through and understanding all of this and where you sit within this spectrum.
Yeah, I wouldn't
But-
ruminate the way that I do if I didn't have like either
Yeah,
autism or OCD.
Lay in bed at night with echolalia. I know there's a different term for it. It's echolalia when you say it. There's a different word. A word for when you have a phrase or music in your head to the point that I am clenching my jaw and I can taste blood. And I am so frustrated because I cannot get a phrase of music out of my head for long enough to fall asleep for
Oh, yeah, that shit
hours.
God, it's
For
horrible.
fucking hours.
I've taken very powerful stimulants and I fall asleep, so I know there's something
Yeah.
fucking wrong with me.
I have never felt the stimulating effects of coffee or tea or the
Cocaine.
caffeine in Coke well, I've never taken it. It might just chill me out at this point. But like I've never felt stimulant effects. The only thing I've ever felt is like my heartbeat goes faster if I've drunk a bunch of coffee and not eaten.
Yeah, true that.
Like
yeah.
I feel like
Did I ever
things
tell
are
you
in
guys
bullet
what happened
time,
the
but
first time
like
I took Adderall? Did I ever tell you about what happened the first time I took like a 20? I think it was it was the blue, like a 10.
did you
milligram
do
or
all your
10 of that.
paperwork and take a nap? Is that what
No, yeah,
Did
no.
an
I
angel
took-
get its wings?
Yes, it did because I remember. It was the blue, the 10 milligram blue, and I took it, and it's not the time release, it's the instant one. So I took it, and like 5 minutes later, I'm like, "Fuck, I'm tired." I like passed out, and I woke up, and everything in my mind was quiet for the first time in like 20 something years.
Well,
I
that's the
can't
thing
imagine
with
what
like
that'd be
I
people.
remember being like, "Is this what normal feels like?" I remember driving my car.
Yeah,
I remember literally driving my car and I didn't have the radio on and nothing was in my mind. I felt like just marked,
That's how
just
it was
empty.
when I first started taking Lexapro. That's how I felt. And now it's like those people are like, "What dose of Lexapro is this?" Like the joke on the thing. And
Yeah.
it's like, how bad is it that I'm maxed out on Lexapro with like buspirone to supplement it, and I'm
Yeah.
still like crying like all the
Dude,
time.
when you get that lithium, it's
It's
gonna be
like,
fucking great.
yeah,
I'm so happy because
But
today I found
just wait
back
till it
back
quit working.
back to my original point that like we're in danger of this colloquialization happening with ADHD and autism that like I was saying, like I'm not going to say that anybody who is self-diagnosed is incorrect because for the most part,
Yeah, I do that too.
if you've gone through all of that, like learning and figuring it out, you're probably what you think you are.
Yeah, you know
Um,
yourself best. Like that's you.
yeah, and going through diagnosis is so prohibitively expensive, time costly. People don't listen to you. For women, it's especially hard because there's still clinicians that think that women cannot have ADHD, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, like, yes, those words are in danger of becoming colloquialized and just being quirky and everything. And I don't want to be on the side of the like gatekeepers sounds so silly, but like the gatekeepers who are like, don't say that you're autistic if you self-diagnose, etc. Because like there's so many reasons why getting clinically diagnosed is
Yeah.
not feasible for so many people. But when it comes to like all of these clinical terms, things that are actual diagnoses that require like it's not just a quirky thing. It's not, oh, I felt a bit bad, so I had what I called an intrusive thought and I bought a candy bar or something like that. Like
Yeah.
there's so much more to these things. And to take it back to this original, like the original case when it comes to this, it's like she had so many symptoms of like truly clinical problems. The postnatal depression itself can be really debilitating. Um, hey guys, how about we just pause for a second because my mom is calling me from the hospital. I'll see you in a
Okay.
second. You guys go ahead.
Okay.
We're gonna pause. We're gonna pause
Yeah, we
the.
can pause the recording.
Where the fuck were we?
Feel
That
my
wasn't loud enough. I thought it
heart
was gonna be
beat
louder.
to a beat of the drum. Bump, bump. Mark hopefully won't die young.
Whoa.
Do we want to talk about some headlines or we got more news stories?
I do want to say one more thing on the
Yes.
subject because it is such a hot button issue. Look, we have not researched this enough to form an actual opinion. And to piggyback off what Kai said and that other creator said, a lot of this stuff is definitely fueled by America's obsession with true crime. Like this is a random family in a
Yeah,
random
quit being a
spot
freak.
who nobody knows about, and the only reason it is getting this amount of attention is because of our 24-hour news cycle and like obsession with true crime and other people's lives and like a lack of privacy and everything going on. And I think that creator that kind of talked about hit the nail on the head. If this was a black woman, she would be under the prison. They would be calling for her head. Like there would be no sympathy for her whatsoever. And I know this definitely happens. Like this obviously there are probably plenty of women in Tutwiler Prison in Alabama, women of color who have gone through the same thing that she has and had horrible postnatal depression and did something unthinkable because the doctors didn't give a shit and their baby daddy or husbands or boyfriends didn't give a shit, right? So what I'm gonna go back to what I said originally, and my heart goes out to the I think it was three kids that are dead because they are the true victims here. Whether the husband did it, she did it, whether she is technically could be proven under in a court of law to be quote unquote insane and not liable for actions, like it doesn't matter. What happened was horrific, and that three children that should not be dead are dead. And as somebody that works with little kids, like it is, I know like they're so innocent and loving, and they come up and give you hugs and they get the big eyes, like, and it's just like they're funny, and it's just horrible to think that this happened to 3 little kids, right? Whether the dad did it, the mom did it, you know, the bad prescriptions were involved, like it doesn't matter. It's just like these kids should still be alive. So that's my like
Yeah.
100% solid take. I have like shared and reposted things that my friends have posted that are women that are like on her side, and I really have tried to stay away from the side defending the husband because even like let's just also we also like this has gotten like political and sick that like well, I think Kai touched on this too, Mark, you might have too, like you have like the the feminist side supporting her, and then like but then you have like the manosphere red pilled men and like their women pick me's like on his side, and it's just like you have to pick a side. It's just like I don't know these people. This is a court case that does not involve me. This is a family. This happens a lot more than y'all think it does.
Yeah, it's not a
Okay.
movie. This is real life.
This
So
is
there's
real
no
life.
side to be on.
This
There's
is a tragedy,
yeah.
right? And it's gotten to the point where like, you know, her attorney is like an old white dude, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't expect him to be the feminist hero of the year," but it's just like, what
He's
if you're
doing his
wrong?
job is
These people-
Doing his
defending
job. Like
These people need to watch or read To Kill a Mockingbird, like real
holy
hardcore.
shit, yeah, holy
real
fuck,
hardcore.
yeah.
Because Atticus Finch did the right thing only because he was supposed to do the right thing, not because he had some deep moral feeling, as far as you can see in the text.
Yeah, we found that out in the next book when it turned out he was a racist.
Yes. Everybody needs to read or watch To Kill a Mockingbird, and then you need to see what she thought of, I forgot who the
Atticus-
Harper Lee, what Harper Lee thought in was it Go Tell a Watchman?
Watchmen, yeah.
That like, yeah, he did this because he was put on the case. That is why he did
Yeah.
this.
It's just
Yeah,
like look,
his job is to defend.
Yeah.
and it's
like,
just like
yeah.
It's
I do wonder
this is the
if
this is the OJ Simpson trial for white women.
that well it was then too, because it was kind of the opposite way.
Yeah.
But that, like, I don't know if it's Americans or if it's humans as a whole, we desperately want to pick a side. We want this to be sports. You see this when it comes to politics,
Mhm.
that there are people who can have very nuanced takes and feelings about politics. But so I think it was not an X-Men. It might have been an X-Men quote where it's basically like, a human is smart, people are stupid and panicky. It might have been from
Yeah,
Men in Black.
but
like-
I think Magneto says that. I think Magneto
Was it
says
Magneto?
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a person can have very good nuanced takes about their politics, about a trial, about some news stories, all that. But when you put all of these together and you kind of have this upswelling of all of these things together, you end up with a very black and white playing field. And you saw that with the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp case. And I
Mm.
do
Yeah, that was
wonder
awful.
I do wonder how much of this could be the machinations of her defense team behind the scenes, because at the time that the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp case was happening, it was so normal to shit on Amber Heard for all of this stuff. And
Mhm.
I will say, I will cop to it right here. Our former associate, who we talked about earlier, was talking about the case when it was happening and was talking about how stupid Amber Heard seemed about all of this. And I let that fly. I let that fly when I should have told him, shut the fuck up. At the time, I did not feel good inside when it was happening, but that doesn't mean that that meant anything, because I didn't tell him at the time to shut the fuck up. But when you look at it removed from the outside of that case, so much of those feelings were the machinations of Johnny Depp's team behind the scenes. They were the ones who were leaking stories and coming out to the press and everything. And that we already live in a patriarchal society where he has the upper hand to begin with. But then all it took was a few whispers to say, like, oh, she shit the bed and she had like a jar of cocaine, and isn't that fucking stupid? Look at this stupid fucking bitch over here. Like, all that
Right.
stuff. It was so easy. It took so few whispers for the entire tide to go like, oh yeah, Amber Heard, fuck her.
We've
Like,
all
she
shit
can't
the
be right
bed,
about
like,
any
who
of this.
cares? Yeah, we've all shit the bed. Like, I shit the bed. Everyone shit the bed.
Sure else.
You think it's a fart? No, shit, I shit the bed.
but,
Look,
but
it's the summertime in Alabama. It's hot. You're in bed naked. You think it's a regular fart. All of a sudden, what? We gotta wash the sheets.
And like, okay, so you see this when it came to the last. It probably happened in every single political election, but I was very aware of it in the last political election, where right wing and left wing, for better or for worse, on either side, and left wing basically meaning Democrats rather than anything leftist, and right wing meaning your canon Trumpers, that people were voting for either side because they hated the people on the other side, not for making a good decision for themselves, for their families, for the good of the nation. They were doing it because it became a football game.
Right.
And that probably happens every election cycle, but this last one was so public that it just jumps out at me. Like, and that's where you get later on people saying, like, I regret my vote for Trump because now I see what the problems were, when they were being told what the problems were the entire time. But it became this. It's not even football. It became a rugby game, the push and pull of a rugby game of just like, well, fuck that guy because I don't like that guy. So I'm going to vote for this guy, even though I am cutting my own legs off at the knees by doing it.
Yeah.
And that's that feeling of like, it's unreal.
Gas cost. Now gas costs $5 a gallon. There's a data center in my backyard and there's flock cameras everywhere.
It was almost $60 to fill up my car today. Hurt. Ouchie.
I was paying over 60 when I left last time. So
you want a real deep cut? I think this happened before Mark was born. This all goes back to Gamergate.
Oh no, Mark was like 10, maybe.
This all goes.
Yeah, what do you mean before I was born and then at 10?
With you, Mark. This all goes back to Gamergate. Everything. I saw somebody, and it was like one of those tweets, and it was spot on. It was crazy that like trying to explain to somebody that this like the current political climate all goes back to ethics in video game reporting.
And games journalism.
I was like,
oh shit.
This all is because of Gamergate.
If you want a deep cut and finding out who I was as a person at the time, I put money into Anita Sarkeesian's GoFundMe. Or what was it? Like whatever it was at the time. It wasn't a GoFundMe. What was it? A Kickstarter. I put money. I think it was like $10. $10 into Anita Sarkeesian's Kickstarter.
I think I was in college. When did that happen? It was before Trump, obviously. It was 2014, 2012.
Between 2010 and 2014, I can't. So maybe like 2012.
I was an undergrad, and I'm like, first off, I was like, who gives a fuck? Why are you all
That's the thing,
so upset? I was like, why are y'all so upset about video game reporting? Like none of this fucking matters. But people were like these like the birth of the incel movement. Like they were so mad. I was like, so what if she like slept with some game developers and gave them better ratings? Like a woman in men's fields. It's fucking
yeah, like come on, she's having a good time playing video games.
She manipulated. She was a woman in Mansfield playing video games, and she gave these nerds the ride of their lives. And who gives a shit? You think they were gonna get laid any other way? No. Who gives? But then these people, they were so angry. I was like, you're mad that I get like the ethics behind it, but at the end of the day, I would be like, it's a video game review.
Yeah, that's like doing something like that to like an actor or like an author or a painter.
She didn't do this to like a Wall Street Journal reporter, and then it manipulated stock prices and like crashed the economy. It's because fucking Halo. I'm sorry you thought Halo 3 was going to be a lot better than it was. Like, who gives? And it wasn't even big video games. It wasn't even popular video games. They were like mid-tier shit that nobody like very niche
like Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yeah, it was bullshit. I'm like, why are you fucking nerds?
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
They're just mad they couldn't. They're just mad they didn't get laid, and that birthed the incel movement, and it gave us Donald Trump.
Diddy Kong.
That means that the timeline goes further than Harambe, because that was the other thing that everybody says, like, oh yeah, when Harambe got shot, that split the timeline. Which if I remember correctly, very shortly after that, it was like that saying that was racist, and I can't pull the points together to say why, but I'm going to put that out there in case it was. But that does mean that we have to pull the timeline further back. It had nothing to do with that poor gorilla.
This goes back to Coney 2012.
I remember seeing that when I was on like Facebook. That's like the only social media that I had was Facebook and Tumblr. And then someone started posting about that, and I was like, I don't know what this means.
Yo, Coney 2012.
You were a tiny child.
People on campus
There was like
were
My
so
Little Pony
divided. It
memes
was
with
so
that on it, and I
funny.
was like, I don't understand this.
That was.
I was
Remember
getting
we were
groomed
talking
on
about.
Gaia Online
Oh
when
God!
this was happening.
Remember when we were talking about everybody using the black profile pictures and how that meant
Yeah.
fucking nothing? Coney 20. That was the original. That was the
Oh
first
my
time
God.
that really broke the seal of
God,
that.
Coney 2012.
It's like the 6 seals of.
Did y'all
Hold on,
did y'all
wait.
ever
The
like
six-
follow
the
what
si-
happened to
the
that
seven
afterwards?
The 7 seals, right? It was
Yeah.
9/11, the war in Iraq. No, I can't even put those in the same thing. The 7 seals were Gamergate, Coney 2020, Coney 2012,
Chris Chan.
Chris Chan, fucking Gamergate, and then it's Harambe.
I feel like we need more research.
What broke the internet? What can we
It needs to
trace
be
it
the
back?
the Let's Play gamers to alt-right pipeline in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like
To-
Tobuscus.
The Let's Play gamers to child groomers to
Wait,
all
wait.
right.
No, I can no time out. I got it. It just clicked in my head. It just fucking clicked. You ready?
You just had
You
like
ready?
the Jimmy Neutron
No,
brain blast.
It did. This goes back to the 2008 recession. Stay with me.
Hmm.
Stay with me. Before that, it was very cheap, and a lot of people had homes with garages, and depressed white men made music, and they made pop punk and emo music, and they were like, "My friends over," and they were like making good music that we all loved, right? Then that recession hit. Everyone lost their home. They lost garages. Band equipment became more expensive. It became more expensive to tour. I remember because I was trying to tour back then. It became more expensive, and you see band rate going down, venues closed, all this shit. So by like 2010, 2011, yeah, the shit's dying, right? Warped Tour's on its last legs. That's you have the rise of cheap podcasting equipment and all these depressed white men who couldn't get laid, who used to make pop punk and emo
See, you've
music
lost
when they
the
were
plot.
sad. No, fuck you. You don't understand.
It's the
Mark. You
loss
weren't
of
there.
third spaces, and
You weren't
everyone's in their
there.
house on the internet.
And so they stopped making bands and started forming podcasts, and they started telling their
I can
stupid
pull it-
opinions.
I can pull it back further
Oh
with
shit!
2 words. 2 words.
Correct. George Bush.
Hanging chads.
Fucking Florida. God damn it!
Florida election 2000
Oh,
with the hanging chads when we got G-Dubs into the office and he choked on that fucking pretzel. That's where the timeline split.
he should
Should
have
have
died
died.
We were in the wrong one where he survived,
because
and
if
everyone
he
else went
would
to
have
the
died,
good place where he
would have
died.
died. Dick Cheney would have been president. Dick Cheney would have had a massive heart attack and died. The Speaker of the House would have become the fucking president. He was a pedophile, and the Democrats would have taken power back soon. No, you know how I told you guys I was tearing up over the fucking Carpathia. I am coming.
Yeah.
Me. Okay, the other one, like random TikToks that made me like fucking almost start crying, was the Al Gore ones where it was fuck, I just had the song. It wasn't 500, it wasn't Lord I'm One, Lord, it was the Drag Path. It was a drag path like going into Al
Do
Gore
they have
saying,
like a dying like polar bear?
yeah, and it was like it was like a drag path, and it was the end. It was like comes in with Al Gore's speech. He's like, I just want to, that's what the democracy is a great thing, and unfortunately, I didn't win the election, Supreme Court, and I just want to hand it to George W. Bush, the next president. And it's just like drag path, and it goes like all the things that like his campaign and the momentum and what would have happened if he would have fucking won.
I thought of something today that popped into my head for the first time in 20 years that I wanted to talk about, and I thought like there's no way to bring it up on the show tonight, and somehow we've gotten there. I remember my dad trying to sell me on Sarah Palin because she was a woman in politics who could shoot a gun and was really outdoorsy, and she could only get into politics by being really smart and all of that. And that was the moment. That was the moment. Like, we had moments before then that were kind of building up, but that was the moment where it broke. And I realized that my dad and I were never, ever going to be the same politically.
You just unlocked something in my brain.
Joe
Me
the
on
plumber.
YouTube, unsupervised as a child, me getting groomed on Gaia Online.
Look at those nails.
Yeah,
Very,
it's Hollow
very cute.
Taco. If anybody
Holy
is
shit!
familiar,
How do you afford that?
I got it for my birthday, and it was at Ulta.
Oh,
It was only one. It's like the rose gold champagne one.
I've never seen Holo Taco in my Ulta, but please go on.
That's another deep cut of the
Pocket.
the Polished Mountain. That was a time.
All right,
You're making a face. Do you remember?
What got
No.
unlocked? Mark?
Where she did like 100. That's when everyone was doing 100 layers of whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she did like 100 layers of like nail polish on her nails. And that got like her like extremely famous. And now she's got her own nail polish.
What
which
did
is
unlock,
cool.
Mark? What unlocked in your mind?
So I would watch stuff like epic rap battles of history
Yes.
and like all these little things, and I would watch like oh, I forgot what it's called, the little pink cat and green bunny from like the Hallmark Channel, and I was on like Newgrounds and everything, and I shouldn't have been. But there was this one account on YouTube that would make like these videos, and it was like a pug singing about Sarah Palin, and it rapped. And
Wow.
it was like talking about her hunting wolves. I remember it going, "You're worse than Michael Vick. It really makes me sick." And that like made my brain like hit like the like galaxy brain meme when I was like little. Cuz it was just like it was like a little like, I don't know, someone out there knows what I'm talking about. But it was like a little dog, and it was like animated, like the little what are the little guys on South Park where like only like their bottom of their mouth moves?
The Canadians?
Yeah.
Terrence and Phillip?
Yeah, that's how the little dog was like animated.
Hold it.
Brothers.
Yes. I can't hear it, but I heard the
What? When I'm at home watching Discovery.
exactly. That is exactly it.
So that is on YouTube. It is 17 years old. It has 29,000 views, 994 likes, and it is from the username Barack for President campaign.
So I was so Obama pilled
Yeah.
as a child that I
Yo.
was watching these videos. We had okay.
Wait,
so-
Nelson,
I got
Nelson, do you
something
remember
funny.
Jib Jab? The Jib Jab
Yes.
ones?
I showed
Oh my
that.
god!
I showed that in class when I was teaching. I was like, "This is peak millennial humor, y'all." Back from the 2004 election,
We
I was
had-
like, "You're a liberal, sissy. You're a right wing nut job.
Oh yeah, those are
Land
good
was
too.
made for you and me." The best one was like, "This land used to be my land, but now it's our land." I was like, "This is the only like
This is
sensible
the only
thing
time this is funny.
that this land is stolen." They got that right. And it was like, and then it was like they did it to Dixie. It was like, I wish when it was a bit more certain, better come my friends Halliburton. I was like, oh my god, this shit. I won 3 purple
Oh,
hearts.
Halliburton, I haven't heard that name for many years.
Fucking
So
Enron
that was when
Halliburton.
I was in elementary school, because we had a mock election, and we had the only like there's like
You voted for Bush.
our no. This was between who was it? It was John McCain and Obama.
Oh,
And
okay.
we would do. Oh, also we did like a wax museum thing, and I was Hillary Clinton, and that's really funny to me.
The Hillary Clinton wax figure to trans pipeline.
Yeah. Well, I showed y'all that picture of they took with us with the like bush standee,
Yeah.
Mm.
and they printed that out, and then we got like signed things from the White House of George Bush and like his little like schnauzer dog or whatever he had. Yeah, our school is in the middle of nowhere, if y'all couldn't tell. But we did the mock election, and you know these kids only voted how like their parents would vote. And so there was the only person of color in our like kaleidoscope classes, like our gifted classes, was Hispanic. And he had to be Obama because he wasn't white. And like looking back on it, that's so wrong.
Lumber
That
Clark.
like I love those memes where it's "let me be clear" and he just like disappears. Man,
I'm trying to find that picture that you sent to the chat of you with the standee so that we could have the standee as like the image.
Can that be the
yeah,
thumbnail?
if
The
you can
episode
get it,
thumbnail?
then
Find
yeah.
the episode
I wish I
thumbnail.
knew where it was right now, and I'd like send y'all like a easily accessible picture of it.
I'm looking through our
Um,
chat logs and it's deep in here probably.
Oh, and in when I was in primary school in 2011, there was a whole like 2-page spread in our yearbook about 9/11.
Wow.
9/11.
I wish I could find. I bet that like, where are those?
Never forget.
I bet it's so fucking weird.
What other was there any other news?
Mm.
Did we find any other news at all?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a couple of headlines.
Unfortunately, real quick, our boy Count Binface lost.
Yeah. But that does mean that Farage is back under investigation. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Nigel.
We'll start with the interesting one. Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's interesting. Another Democratic Socialist victory. Angie Nixon in Florida sends shockwaves
yeah.
through party establishment in Miami.
Woo.
They call us extreme. They call us radical, the progressive Senate candidate said. But I think people see through that. It wasn't supposed to be this way. In conservative Florida, Alex Vindman, a retired Army intelligence officer who blew this whistle on Donald Trump in his first term, appeared set to carry the Democratic establishment banner as the party staged a long-shot bid to topple the Republican U.S. Senator. Florida's Democratic voters had other ideas. Democratic Socialist Angie Nixon emerged a surprise victor in the U.S. Senate primary on Tuesday after a campaign in which she was outfunded and outspent by Vindman at a ratio of more than 10-1. Her triumph sent shockwaves through the Democratic Party machine as it appears to mount a challenge to the incumbent Republican Senator Ashley Moody in November's U.S. midterm election.
Wait, was that the dude? Was that the dude who was like that white guy with the glasses, looked like a nerd, who blew the whistle on Donald Trump stuff? That guy? He was like a lieutenant colonel or whatever.
There's no pictures of him in here. I don't know him.
That's hilarious if it is. He lost. Yeah, that's awesome.
I want to see if they have any of her like party stances in here.
I'm just glad it's not Charlie Crist. I'm just so glad it's not Charlie Crist.
The amount of times that he's been trying to get in with Florida since I was a child. Since I was a child, I remember.
You were governor, and that's it. That's all you'll ever be. You'll never be anything else.
I was a child and we went to the beach, and where we stayed, I would get to have my own bedroom, which was like incredible. And there was TV in there, and it was the only time that I was allowed to watch TV like late at night. And I would leave the TV on and I'd wake up because there'd be like those hour-long political ads. And I remember it for Charlie Crist way in the back then. Let's see. Can we please, I know who she is now. Can we please get conservative commentator Noah Rothman writing in National Review on Wednesday, one step further, characterizing Nixon as a communist curious. That is my new sexuality, guys.
Put that one.
I am no longer bi.
On the apps.
Communist curious. Listen, folks, she's communist curious. It's very bad.
All right. It remains to be seen how attractive Nixon will be to Florida's wider electorate in November. As Jewett notes, Florida is heavily populated by Hispanic communities, and Moody's certain to try to affix the socialist label to Nixon's campaign that has long proven toxic at the ballot box for such voters. what they mean is Cuban
Cubans
voters.
and
Because this is
Vuvuzela's.
Miami.
Yeah.
We're just gonna say oh yeah, they're Hispanic. We're not gonna talk
It's-
about
It's
the
Cubans.
we're not gonna talk about the Colombians, we're not gonna talk about the Puerto Ricans, we're not gonna talk about the Mexicans, it's the Cubans, but we're just gonna say all Hispanics will not vote for her because she has socialist attached
It's
to
like
her.
Cubans and then like the influx of like rich like upper middle class Venezuelans that like fled
Yep.
to Florida too. It's the fucking Gusanos.
Even if the race for Senate in Florida is now a foregone conclusion, this race will still feature prominently in the national news conversation. Why? Because it demonstrates that Republicans are right when they warn that the socialist phenomenon is coming to a town near you. Oh my God,
Ooh.
Miami's going to be it's going to be Mamdani 2 socialist boogaloo down in Miami.
She,
If only.
like, she's
Could you
running for the-
imagine,
she's
like,
running for
from
Senate,
the
though, right?
north
The
to the
actual Senate?
south?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You know,
The Mondani
like the big
stands.
bar down the East Coast, like the socialism ray.
Yeah, this whole story is about like her rather than
got the
anything that she has
governor?
to say.
Isn't the governor's race soon too? Because I know DeSantis can't run again, and I think the Republicans nominated an African American man, and I don't know who the Democrats nominated.
Mm. Let's see. Florida governor primary election results, Republican primary. Polling for Brian Donalds right now for the Republicans. Democratic, David Jolly. I
That
don't know
was
either of
it.
these people.
Jolly used to be a Republican. He's like a Charlie Crist type. He used to be a Republican.
He
and
looks
now
like
he's
it.
and now he's a Democrat. And then is the Republican guy black?
Yes.
I think, yeah.
Byron,
That's
not
gonna-
Brian. Byron.
That's going to be really, really interesting.
Joe Byron.
That's going to be really interesting because one, Florida Republicans are racist as fuck, but then also like the Democrat is a former Republican. So that's going to be really interesting, that race.
This is gross. This is gross. Everything about this is gross.
As long as it's not Charlie Chris.
Let's see. Representative Byron Donalds is the presumed frontrunner for the Republican nomination for governor of Florida. He has President Trump's endorsement. Governor Ron DeSantis, who is term limited, has not endorsed any fellow Republican to succeed him. That is some sour grapes right there. From I would expect nothing less from little Ron. David Jolly, a former Republican representative who left the party during President Trump's first term, is the presumed frontrunner for the Democratic nomination for Florida governor. When was this reported? Last update means nothing. Last updated on this page was as of 8:24 p.m. Eastern time. So, oh, what's this? We've got by county. Let's see.
In
Results by
Georgia, it's between John Ossoff and like a Batman villain.
Oh, that reminds
Georgia
okay.
just comes out with the most fucked up people.
Yeah, it's either someone who's like mildly normal versus just like the slime.
No, here you
Like,
go. So Alabama's governor race is between Doug Jones, who is former senator. He was an attorney general, went after the Klan, all around, moderate Democrat, but it's for Alabama, he's a fucking communist according to the Republicans. All around, good man, right? Running against Senator Tommy Tuberville, a failed football coach who is, and I know I went on that rant about narcissism. This man's a fucking sociopath, and what everyone has talked about working with him as a coach, he is a horrible person. Tommy Tuberville is so pro data center that it's just like somebody's definitely paying him because he doesn't know what they do. He couldn't name the 3 branches of government. He's a literal fascist. He's a piece of shit. And it's come out in an article, a Newsweek article, that he talks to ChatGPT on long car rides. So I can only imagine.
bro don't got any friends.
No, he literally is like, it's like talking to an expert. I asked about Medicare and Medicaid. It's like talking to an expert. And I was like,
my God.
I imagine what ChatGPT says to him is probably like, yes, coach, Fascism in data centers are a great idea. You're a great football coach and should have won the national championship in 2004. You're better than Nick Saban. Like,
If we
like,
want to talk about Unhinged, I have another one here. Mike Lindell says he'll pay for recount after double-digit loss in Minnesota governor primary. The My Pillow founder said he's prepared to pay nearly $1 million to cover the
I thought
costs
he went
associated with a
bankrupt.
a hand recount after he lost to State House Speaker Lisa DeMute.
to Jesse Ventura.
Also,
I really
his
wanted him
pillows
to
were
run.
his pillows were on sale on Ollie's. I don't think he has recount money.
I really wanted. I wanted Jesse Ventura to run again as a governor of Minnesota.
Mike
Anyway,
Lindell, a fierce
Jesse.
Trump ally and the founder of My Pillow, says he's willing to foot the bill for a full recount in Minnesota's GOP primary for governor, a race he lost this month by 11 percentage points.
Damn.
In a brief call with NBC News on Wednesday, Lindell said that he had hired his own team to begin
Yeah,
investigating the
do
Republican
it.
primary. State
Who
House
is
Speaker
it?
Lisa
The
DeMute
scrub
won on
daddy
August
guy
11th.
and like slap chop? What do you mean like his own team?
You're gonna love my nuts. You're gonna love my
Vince
nuts.
from
You're gonna love
Slap
my
Chop.
nuts. It's Vince from Slap Chop. You're gonna love my nuts.
Poor God rest the coked out soul of Billy Mays. He would have been on
Billy
this too.
Mays here.
The
I'm Vince from
fucking,
Slap Chop. A sex worker bit my nose off.
like Flex Seal guy, like slapping some tape on the side of the ballot box. He makes a boat out of the ballot box or the voting machine he cut like a hole in.
It's just votes falling out the side like comedy. Just-
Yeah.
That's what happened in Florida.
That's the hanging chads.
God damn it.
All right.
Oh my God. What else is
All right.
happening?
I have a couple. Nelson, you better call your people because human remains again found at Lake Mead as water levels drop amid drought. You better start calling the people.
Hey,
Does it have the
whoa.
concrete shoes?
Hey, whoa, I don't know what happened over here.
This is us laughing about the worldwide droughts that are happening right now.
It's
I mean,
taking
hey, there's a
climate
bright
change.
side, right?
Yeah, it's unveiling
Look, all
decades
these
old mafia crimes.
crimes.
Have we found
Whoa.
Jimmy Hoffa yet? Do we think he's there?
Hey, Jimmy Hoffa. I actually do know where Jimmy Hoffa is. It's very interesting. It's the people you run
What,
into
in your
certain
heart?
circles. Yeah.
A little
Jimmy
piece of him is
Hoffa.
inside everybody.
Hey, every Italian has a piece of Jimmy Hoffa with them.
And okay, the other headline I pulled is that do y'all remember how like we're supposed to like you vote Republican for small government so that we can start saving money and all that stuff. Guess what? US gross national debt tops 40 trillion for the first time.
The job market sucks
We're
too,
number
but-
one. We're number one.
number one.
In spirit, I am doing the stanky leg.
Yeah. Also, the unemployment numbers are like the job market is atrocious. Like it's so bad. It fucking sucks. I was thinking about this the other day. I think I was talking to my friend Zane about this. It's like, in order to live, millennials have to sacrifice a parent. That's the only way we get
That's
any
crazy.
any sort of wealth. It's like we have to sacrifice a parent to get something. And your parents, like if they even own a house, right? Like the only way you millennials could own a house is they inherit it from like dead parents. They could be like dirt
Yeah.
poor, but as long as they own a house, at least they'll have a house, right? Because like
Yeah.
I was talking to Zane, he's like, yeah, his brothers and the family, blah, 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 and he's like, but I got my dad's truck. I was like, yeah, but it's a sick truck and you can sell it and make money. And that's like the thing is that like the only way we could ever get any sort of influx of wealth is to sacrifice a parent.
Blood for the blood god.
That's what the boomers did to us. So, we have to sacrifice them. So, it's whatever.
Right,
It's
Ugh.
all us
That was our monkey
millennials who are
paw.
just ghoulishly standing in a corner. You just see bright white eyes waiting for the boomers to die. And then once they do, we disappear like a black smoke into the house that we
They
now
will.
own.
They'll fucking take it with them, though. They fucking will live forever and they will.
Yeah, all the reverse mortgages. Do you remember they were doing ads for reverse mortgages?
Oh my God, yeah. And the amount they'll spend on healthcare because the only ones that still have like good pensions and healthcare and shit like that.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Let's see. Do we have any other headlines? Oh, New health outbreak, salmonella outbreak linked to tainted jalapenos.
Woo!
Oh, there's
Uh,
glass in the Outshine.
yeah.
And
I heard
I
about
had
this.
some of those in my freezer,
Man,
but I still ate it because it wasn't the one that was recalled. I had a
y'all
peach
better
one.
get that cleaned up because I fucking love Outshine popsicles when I go home.
It's like the 4-pack with the
There's
the cherry and the
glass in the
tangerine and
popsicle.
and then there's listeria
There's
and
poop on the lettuce.
salmonella.
There's salmonella in the jalapenos. There's glass in the popsicles, and there's sand in the potato salad.
Well, here's the thing.
That's a deep millennial.
There's
Kai, come on,
always
you
poop,
know that line I'm talking about.
and there's money in the banana stand.
What?
You don't know that one?
No.
Arrested
I'm sorry, I
Development.
was busy having a life back then. So
Arrested
y'all want to
Development.
explain
No,
these
hold on.
things to me?
Kai, did you ever watch Rocket Power?
No.
What?
Never
We
nude.
were kids. You ever watch Rocket Power?
No.
Okay, never mind. It's a classic line from the cartoon Rocket Power on Nickelodeon back in the day. There's sand in the potato salad.
Okay, very good. Thank
That's
you,
gonna be
Nelson.
the name of the episode, and the picture of Mark with wax President Bush is gonna be.
If I can, I haven't
Wax
found it in
who?
our chat logs.
Was it
I'm
Bush?
not gonna, I'm not
who
gonna
you-
wax the president's.
Are you telling me this president had a wax Bush? You tell me they
George
waxed his
Hard Wax Bush.
Oh my
now
God.
watch this. Now watch this drive.
that was his father, George H.W. Bush.
Yeah.
George Hardwax Bush. Now watch this
George
drive.
Hardwax is my father. I'm just George Wax.
And then he throws up on the Japanese prime minister. Bush Hashuru.
Jokes on a fucking pretzel. Ow.
was a deep
Shit. What
cut
else
right
is going
there.
on?
What the fuck? They say the Kitty, not the Kitty Hawk, the fucking USS Abraham Lincoln. All those aircraft carriers are fucked. Their people are pissed, and
I saw
Republicans
somebody-
are like, "You need to
Did
suck
they
it
get
up."
those people off of that boat yet?
No,
I saw somebody on TikTok who was admittedly a young Gen Zer, and it was one of those times where I just had no like patience to deal with like young
For
people
Mark, yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
But no, because Mark is a sensible person. This person who just wanted to make a joke about like, I wonder how gay it's getting on those boats. Do y'all know what the filth is going on there right now? They're not getting gay for each other. It is filthy. Who wants to fuck in filth? Except for very few people who have a kink.
That's like that kill everyone now.
legalize first-degree murder. Kill everyone.
I love filth. Filth is my life.
The
Condone
divine in
cannibalism.
flamingos. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, everyone's gonna
Yeah,
get Giardia on that boat.
The Giardia. And
I'm surprised there's not Legionnaire's disease
I
already
was just
running.
about to say
Oh,
that's
I also got
Mark's,
Legionnaire's disease yesterday.
I was about to say that's Mark's favorite disease, is Legionnaires.
Ugh. That's my least favorite bacteria.
Legionnaire. Mark will never go in a hot tub because they're so afraid of Legionnaire's disease.
It's so nasty.
Are you drinking
That's when
energy
you-
drink?
This is
You better fucking don't.
strawberry fruit splash, strawberry ginger ale.
How much caffeine's in there?
Okay.
They're caffeine
ginger ale.
free because they're
Okay.
ginger. Look right there.
Nelson.
Are you sure it's not Sprite and Coke combined?
Zero sugars, no caffeine. What is in this? The only
All right,
thing
we
it
gotta do
has.
that. We have to do that double blind test in the cabin this year. We have to do
Okay.
the double blind
1%.
test.
Well, if it's double blind, then I guess
Then
Adam
I
will
won't
have
know
to do
and
it.
Mark will know.
Yeah, the
Adam
only
will have to prepare the
No, I'll prepare them because I'm the only one who's done it and tricked people.
That's
about
only a single blind because you know what's happening.
it. Okay. Single. My bad. I was doing a single blind test. Mark will be in another room, and I'll mix up the concoction.
I
or
will get a
not.
little white rat nose and ears.
Nelson with his fucking arts degree over here doesn't know what a double blind or a single blind
I
test
forgot.
is.
What would the control and I said conspiracy. Ooh.
Yeah.
What would the control and the
the
experiment
control.
be,
The
Nelson?
control. Oh shit! What would the control be?
You know that I would end up being the ethics committee on this to like
Right.
say it.
You can't
Because
give
I'm
this
already
rat
HR for the show.
You can't give this rat Coke and Sprite mixed together and claim it's ginger ale.
What would
The
be the
potential for
control?
existential
The
crisis is too
control
high.
is the regular ginger ale.
Oh yeah, something like that. I don't fucking know, man.
And then the variable is the mixed drink.
And you
Nelson,
having a
I know.
and you having a complete mental breakdown when you think that they
Nelson,
taste the
I know
same.
that you are a very smart person who went to a lot of schooling, who has a lot of knowledge in the things that you have your degree in. But all the same, this is the most gym teacher like conversation ever.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm a they them in STEM, so
They, them in
I've never heard that before.
Hell
we
yeah.
need to, we need to
Hell
copyright
yeah.
that.
They them in STEM. Oh man.
Oh my god.
I've been making flaxseed smoothies with fruit. I'm gonna shit.
What kind of fruit?
Raspberries, blueberries, bananas.
Are they
peaches,
the
pears,
green-wise
apples.
ones from Publix?
No.
Why are they recalled?
Because They have
They were
listeria.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
they were
no, I
called.
went to Walmart, so they probably all have shit on them.
Like
Well-
actual shit, literal shit.
Wally Wally World. I go to Wally Wally World. All right, anything else?
We've learned that it's all
I'm
the same
looking.
shit from the Taylor Farms thing, where it's like, yes, every restaurant and every grocery store gets it from the same place.
Let's see. Okay, headlines for U.S. news on BBC right now. U.S. national debt passes 40 trillion. Trump
Woo!
threatens tremendous economic consequences on any country helping Iran.
Let's go.
Canada and U.S. say they are finalizing a trade deal, but details remain murky. Lindsay Clancy's trial puts postpartum psychosis in the spotlight.
That was her.
Who is Natalie Harp, Trump's right-hand woman? Well, Jesus Christ, I hope he's not having somebody's right hand on him.
No, they say that she changes his diapers and stuff like that. Keeps his diaper
So
bag.
his like nanny.
Yeah.
And
Who
it's
ju-
mostly things that we've already talked about. Apparently,
Wait, who just
human
did- who-
remains.
Who just died
What?
recently? The actress.
Oh,
Hayden Panettiere.
Hey, yeah. Oh,
God rest her poor little soul.
that.
Right.
Yeah, she.
I saw
apparently
somebody
went through a lot.
say that like all of these like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel stars gave their childhood so that we could have ours, and they're
Yeah.
just dropping.
Because
That's
apparently,
awful.
like she did like in her book, like she was talking about like literally being trafficked.
That she
I have
is
a hot
another
take
one
about
who
this.
talked openly about her postpartum depression. In fact, that's what got her apparently fired from doing the Neutrogena ads. That
Yeah.
she was the Neutrogena spokesperson for a long time. She did their ads, and
Oh,
she went
yeah.
on to a interview and talked about her postpartum depression. And Neutrogena didn't like that, and they got rid of her.
Apparently her
She
husband,
has
like,
been
abused the shit out of her. Yeah.
her she's been open about having the substance abuse issues and then got clean, but she had already been told that her body was so damaged that she might not have more than 5 years at the time of going to the doctor.
Yeah. And then her brother passed away and took a hard knee on her. I have a hot take
So
about child stars.
Go, Mark.
There shouldn't
Give
be
us
any?
your Gen Z hot take.
So I just thought of this.
You gotta say it in the number
Because-
15 voice.
Number 15. I have always been on Jeanette McCurdy's side. But like so I think that people might need to look at Ariana Grande with this lens.
with
Like, I
what's going
just-
on with her as a disappearing person, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because like when I read Jeanette McCurdy's book, she was talking about how unfair it was that basically she had to do all the work while Ariana got to go off and have her concerts and be cool. To the point where there were episodes of Sam and Cat, the spin-off of iCarly and Victorious, that it was basically just Jeanette acting like Ariana was in the room when she wasn't even there, and they edited it in later because Dan Snyder was like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
a shithead
A creep,
and
but other
you know,
things.
yes. But everyone, I mean, it is kind of crazy about how now, like, a lot of really rich celebrities look like, The Walking Dead. And, like, as a fat person, like, I don't have, like, it's nuanced with, all of that, right? Because there's, like, the feminism thing of, like, these women feel like they have to do this to themselves. But also, as a fat person, it's like, you are rich, and so you are able to do this to yourself, whatever. But I don't think that people are taking Ariana's thing like with that kind of child star lens. I don't think I've seen that. And I just thought of that. Because
So how
everyone's just
how
been
do you
like,
feel like they tie together?
well, I mean, that's the thing is like, for a while it was like Ariana had like her perfect little life and everything. And now that it's like scary, people are like turning on her and whatever. Because I didn't like her just because I don't like her music. It was nothing personal. Um but now that everyone's like, oh, now she's like horrifically like unhealthily scary skinny, people are starting to like back off of it. And I wonder if people are gonna start like turning against her since now it's
Nelson,
not like you're not ballerina skinny anymore. You're like, you know,
Nelson, since you
emaciated.
you probably have a different algorithm on all social media than me and Mark, do you know anything about what's going on with Ariana Grande right now?
Oh yeah, she's like people are like the concern is that like she is gotten so, I hate to say, like sickly skinny. It's just like she's like melting away, and it goes into the whole like they call it the heroin chic, or like the Ozempic fad, and like the
Yeah.
want like going back to like that like 90s 2000 like Coke skinny like way of glorifying anorexia and things like that. Like it's scary. Like she has melted away, and it's definitely a lot of, it's very concerning health wise.
I think that when it comes, okay, if we're going to get into this, we're going to get into this. This will be our final story of the night. Um, I have one cute little thing I can talk about at the end. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
if we're going to talk about this, we should talk about this. That basically, let's not dance around it. Ariana Grande has been on tour, has uh she had a huge like new album, or is it album or a song push on
Hmm.
TikTok that showed her and everything. Her team is putting out pictures. Like these are not, there are like random pictures that people have taken at events that she's been at, but it is also official pictures put out by her team of her being so thin that you can count her ribs, you can see her entire collarbone, you can
Sternum, yeah.
see the top of her arm, her humerus, you can see the whole like
Outline
size
of
of
her
her
skeleton.
humerus.
Yeah.
Yes, you can see everything. You can see the temporal wasting and under her cheekbones and everything. Although a lot of that can change with makeup. They are not going to be putting makeup all through her rib cage to make her look that thin. And
Right.
um I cannot say whether this is true or not because I wasn't there at the time. I have heard people say that in an early Tumblr era, she had a pro Anna. This is the only, okay, so trigger warning
That
for
makes
eating
sense.
disorders. Trigger warning for eating disorders. You can skip it to the very end of this show if you don't want to get into any of this. Um, but I'm not going to censor myself like this is TikTok. We are a podcast and we're allowed to say the words.
Yeah.
That she had a pro anorexia Tumblr back then, and that is something that Delson, you might not
And
be
she
aware
was
of this, but
also a child too. So that's like another
yeah,
thing of like the internet and the people around her when she was a kid failing her, like
yeah.
her in this
That
way.
at in the earlier Tumblr days that there it still is. I think it's more like overseen now, but back then you could have a Tumblr about pretty much any like unhealthy lifestyle that you wanted,
Yeah.
including being pro eating disorders. Um, and I think that if you look at her public life as a whole, you see a lot of like chaos, a lot of chaos. And most people, I feel like, are looking at these instances of chaos as separate from each other rather than holistically as this is a person who does not know who or where or when or what she is.
Yeah.
If you go back into her Mac Miller days,
Mm.
there's a lot of people who at the time said like you shouldn't be in this relationship, it's really toxic, this person is not good for you, he should be on his own, and then he died. So you have the chaos of being in a relationship with somebody who is unhealthy at the time, and then the chaos of his death, which she didn't have any part of, but added to it. You have the child star days. You have the child star days while being under producer who has been talked about ad nauseum for being a fetishist and for abusing these kids. Not in any way that I've heard so far, as in take them into a back room and actually like fully abuse them, but in exploiting them, abuse through exploitation. You have those going on. You have her whirlwind relationship and spur of the moment marriage that happened during COVID. With somebody that she barely knew. You have her getting into a relationship with
Pete Davidson.
SpongeBob. Well,
Yeah.
yes, there's Pete Davidson, but like all these Hollywood women get into a relationship with Pete Davidson. He must have a
True.
3-foot long dick, I swear.
And he's
But
funny.
yes,
Yeah,
there's
being
that
funny
as
goes a
well.
long way.
He looks like
also
he looks
her
like
PR
every
team,
line cook. Yeah.
her PR team letting her do like the weird like Puerto Rican Ariana Grande, the black Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
The Italian Ariana Grande.
Well, that's
like,
what she
all the
actually is.
different-
Yeah.
You know, letting
Yeah.
her do all of that.
What was that
Well,
movie she was in? Wicked?
Yeah, so that's what I was getting to, that she ended up. So I don't know if you're aware of this because I do listen to some celebrity gossip and I know about this whole story. The guy who played Bach in the Wicked movies was played by a guy who was on stage as a career. He played his most well-known before Wicked was playing SpongeBob in the SpongeBob musical. It was a live action musical. So
I will say it's
she-
icky that he looks like her brother.
so she gets on set with him, both of them fully married. This man has a wife who I think is a doctor. They just had a baby. Like, she is still probably stitched. Just had a baby. There's rumors of them hooking up on set. They quickly both divorce their spouses and get together.
SpongeBob, by the way.
So and this man is like no taller than me, like curly little ginger hair, big doe eyes. Like, he's cute as a button, but this man just threw over his entire wife and baby to get with a pop star.
Men, not even once.
And they assumed that the relationship was actually like going for them well for like a year, and then there was like a year of them like, well, we can't really say that we're breaking up because we both fully divorced our spouses, and this family was ruined for this relationship, so they kept
That's
going for like
awful.
another year on top of it.
Oh god.
And they've
Nightmare,
only
nightmare.
just recently broken up.
Number 15.
So if you take this holistically, about this is somebody who is attaching herself to anybody that will give her an identity. She
And the
attached herself to
Cynthia
Mac
Erivo
Miller. Yes,
stuff.
the whole Cynthia Erivo thing, the way that they were with their press
I've
tour,
never
and just
heard her
like
last name pronounced. I'm sorry.
It's-
Excuse me.
Cynthia Erivo,
Revo.
when they were doing their press tour, they were like super physically, like visually codependent.
That, yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
holding space for the lyrics, all
I
that.
saw the
And-
meat
and-
canyon video about that.
If you look at how they both looked following, I think, the first Wicked movie, both of them were already starting to disappear.
emaciated.
Both of them were already getting emaciated, and everybody was like, well, maybe it was like a really strict shooting schedule. They're shooting these movies back to back. Like, they could have this kind of trauma bond of going through like this really strict shoot together. But then as it went on, you see like this severe codependence and how they are both disappearing. And if you look at Cynthia Erivo today, Cynthia Erivo is starting to bounce back. She is getting visually looking healthier. And they're not really friends anymore. You don't see them going out anymore. So I think that that Ariana is showing signs of attaching herself to anybody who can give her an identity for the moment. She doesn't care who or how bad it hurts to do so. And I think that when you have your development so disjointed when you're a child, when you should be developing your identity, that as an adult, now those choices that you're making in pursuit of that identity is seen as chaos. It's seen as chaos because it's hurting other people. That a whole family is wrecked. And I can't really say that Ariana is a homewrecker because SpongeBob is the one who did the divorce. He did that. Like
just that sentence. Like
so, like
Mom.
So you take all of this as somebody
great
who
titles for an episode here.
SpongeBob gets divorced.
Yeah.
that you have somebody who had a very disrupted childhood, who was in the claws of an exploitative, abusive person, probably, who has been going through all of these iterations, all of these identity iterations. And as you were saying, like she went through like Black Ariana and Hispanic Ariana and like all these things. She's trying to find herself. And the way that this has come down to right now is to be fully in an eating disorder. Is what it appears like, is that she is fully in an eating disorder. And this is not like one of those things where it's like, oh, you shouldn't be talking about other people's bodies. You shouldn't be talking about women's bodies. It has consequences. That's what I mean is like, as an adult, all of this chaos around her, now it has consequences because you're a public person who is marketed towards children who are already going into a huge swing of eating disorder culture and fat phobia coming back.
Like,
yep.
And yes, and over sexualization and sexualization at all that's not driven by children doing a normal amount of learning about themselves.
Yeah. And we are an asexual podcast.
So you have somebody who is publicly body checking. That's one of the things about her, like these photo. That's why I'm saying like these photos and videos are coming out from her team. That is part of body checking. That is something that happens a lot in eating disorders. They want to show what it's doing to their body because to them it feels good to do that. But
that's the payoff. Is like, look how like, you know, this is the work.
Look how small I am. Look at what I'm doing. And there's a lot of parallels being drawn between her and Karen Carpenter. Ariana Grande and Karen Carpenter are not similar in their personality whatsoever. But Karen Carpenter, if anybody doesn't know the story, was one of the biggest selling artists back in the 70s into the early 80s.
My mom literally just watched the play about Carol Carpenter. It's at
one of the best drummers of all time. Incredible drummer, incredible singer. Did not want to be the head of the Carpenters. Was her and her brother. She did not want to be the face of the band, but because she was young and pretty, and so talented, like she becomes the face of the band. And she had an eating disorder. She had anorexia, as far as I know, and by the time she was starting recovery, she had already done so much damage to her body that she ended up, I think, having a heart attack in 1983. I think she didn't make it out of her 30s. I think she was still in her early 30s when she died. And this could be the same thing that's happening with Ariana. But the thing is that eating disorders are dangerous because it's a mental thing. You cannot go into somebody and, you know, twist this bolt and fix this wire and everything's fine. It is so dangerous. It's so dangerous to the person who has the disorder because they can't see a way around it. And eating disorders are contagious. If there's anything that can be called contagious when it comes to a mental disorder, eating disorders are. So that's what I mean, that because she is marketed to young women, to children, that this is driving the idea to young women and to children. And I don't know
it phrased like that before, and I like it. I think that's very apt.
I don't know where to come down on this because she is a full-grown adult who can make her own decisions, but she is sick. And at what point do you step in? With Karen Carpenter, like, she did have a little while of being in recovery before she died. I don't know if Ariana can or would want to have that. I don't know where to come down on, is it okay to talk about her looks and her body in public, but also be talking about those things in service to trying to protect young people who could be susceptible to that contagion. There's like, there's so much in this. And I think I've just talked for like 15 minutes about this.
Well, that's what, like,
Lord,
I was noticing people being like, of course, like, she probably doesn't see it, but it's like in comments and stuff. And I've noticed people being like, the tide is starting to turn on her.
Mhm.
And so I think it's just a matter of time before everyone's like,
You
I
just
don't
go
know.
back to her Italian roots and start eating more.
You say
Nelson,
that
I
with
love
your
that you're
mom
here.
being like,
I know, right? That she just went to go see the Carol Carpenter, like I said, play at the Shakespeare Festival. She was like, I remember Carol Carpenter. She was so good. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, now it makes sense. My mom has an eating disorder and is fat phobic and hates food, and she likes Carol Carpenter.
But we're going into a right-wing heavy recession right now. And
Yeah.
that goes along with the re-rise of public eating disorders, of fat
it's
phobia,
the term
of all those things.
body fascism. Like it is the rejection of body positivity and going back to a not
I
even
saw something about that too, where it was like what happened in 2016, and it had
Mhm.
like Lizzo
The Dove-
and Megan
The Dove Real Women
and-
campaign, and
Yeah.
And Meghan Trainor has been on Ozempic for a long time now, and
Yeah.
I don't know what Lizzo's doing. She's just
Well,
off doing
I
her
said
own.
something about Rebel Wilson in the wrong company. Like, well, I said something like I joked because again I'm fat, and of
Joke, I
course I don't
joke,
mean
key,
this
key.
because I don't know this woman. But she has those like Noom commercials, and so does Trisha Paytas, where
Hmm.
it's like these people were like the funny fat friend,
Yeah.
and then now they're like,
Ozempic
look.
killed your funny fat friend.
exactly. I love the thing where it's like,
We need a corner of the market since the funny fat friend is dying. It's going away. We need a corner of the market on continuing to be
That's-
the funny fat friends.
We'll rebrand the show to Your Funny Fat Friends.
Yeah, I like that.
Instead of 3 blind mice.
We can get Caleb Heron on the show.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, if he ever loses a bunch of weight, it's the
He's
end.
lost a little bit of weight, but he's still fat, so he's
Yeah,
still
it's
in the
like
clear.
there is okay, on the other side we do like there is complications on the other side, but it's just like I hope Stav never becomes like extremely skinny, and I hope like Caleb never becomes I hope they
But-
get their blood pressures and cholesterol in normal range and then just stay
Yeah,
stay
it's
there.
okay
Well,
if
I
like
have-
you still have your CPAP machine, but like don't die too quickly. You know what I mean?
I have something slightly serious to add to this when it comes
Don't be
to
John
the three of us.
Belushi.
Since we're going into this territory, I've recently been having trouble with my eyes, and I come from a family where everybody is diabetic,
Mhm.
and I have been under the assumption my entire life, if I'm not already diabetic, I will be soon. And because I've started having this trouble with my eyes just in the last week or so, it's given me another thing where it's like, okay, I need to get in touch with my doctor. I need to be screened for diabetes. I feel like if she tells me that I am diabetic, I already knew that was going to happen. So it's not going to be this big like existential problem. I've spent my life around diabetics. I can't say that I will be a particularly good diabetic, but I have grounding in a lot of the information and to know
Mhm.
what the good parts of it are to try my best.
And I
but-
feel like you're disciplined enough because you also are like the caretaker role, and I feel like you wouldn't let yourself get
Yeah.
But there's another part of this where I am the perfect candidate for a GLP-1. I am a woman in midlife who has PMD. Is it PMDD? Whatever they changed
I don't
it,
remember what they changed it to.
PMOD, PMOS, whatever it is. It's the new polycystic ovary syndrome, whatever they changed it to. I have that. I've been diagnosed with that since I was 17. So I am the perfect candidate. I am the kind of person that the original Ozempic was probably designed for if
Yeah.
I were to be diagnosed as having diabetes. So I was actually talking to Mr. Speaker about that like if they suggest that I should go onto a GLP-1, I have always thought up to this point that if I went to the doctor and the doctor suggested I go on one just because I am fat, I wouldn't do it because I feel morally wrong about that. But if I have diabetes and they say that I should take it, I am having complicated feelings about that because I do not feel like I should be making myself smaller for anybody. I've spent so much time trying to accept myself at the size that I am because I've been fat pretty much my entire life, except for when I was a very small child. I have always like it's the
Yeah,
ADHD eating for dopamine kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I have been fat my entire life, and it's taken nearly 40 years of trying to understand that I am okay the way that I am. I have built my fashion sense around accepting that and displaying who I am already, but that if a GLP-1 would in fact make me healthier, should I accept that? Probably. I'm working on the assumption that if they do suggest it to me, I will eventually say yes. And I'm slightly afraid of that because I remember watching people talk about when GLP-1s first came out, getting headaches, having hair loss, getting what they call Ozempic face because they're losing weight so fast that their face gets hollowed out. You know, there's a lot that's part of this. And I don't want to be seen as going on a GLP-1 for reasons of saying that fatness is wrong.
Yeah.
And I just want to put that out there at this point.
Well, I did go on the GLP-1 because I was tired of being fat. I did lose 30 pounds with it, but then Alabama cut us off from getting the Noom stuff, and I had to get like bootleg shit. So then I stopped that. But like when I
That's
was on
crazy.
yeah, I know, right? When I was on, I get to get it from like some Chinese peptide place. Like I did end up losing like 30 pounds on it. I think when the height of that was when we were in Orlando, and I had that picture when we were walking through the swamp. Like that was probably like the height of the 30 pound. I got down to like 268, I think. And now with my really good health insurance, I got on Zepbound, the trizipatide version, and like I think there is a difference between like taking the GLP-1 because you want to conform to society's versions of being skinny, and then there's the other side of like taking it because you don't want to die of a heart attack at like 40 or 50, or
Yeah.
I'm not going to say his name, but a lot of I used to think like the diabetic fear mongering that my mom would give wasn't serious until a very good friend of mine were the exact same age, and now he's a W amputee from the knees down and blind, and is bedridden, and is in full renal failure because of diabetes. And he's not a 70-year-old person. We're the same age. We're 35, and his life is essentially over because of complications from diabetes, type 2 diabetes. And it would like to if the doctors told me I had diabetes, which it doesn't run in my family. It's one of those things where like it like if he did, I was just like I would look at what happened to my friend and other people. I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna take this. But then also like I take the Zepbound mostly is because like the heart disease runs in my family rampant. My dad has congestive heart failure. My grandfather had a heart attack. We think my other uncle, my dad's brother, had a heart attack, and he's tall and skinny. My mom's brother died of a stroke. Um, her brother has had triple bypass surgery. So it's just like there's like heart stuff runs. So it's just like
Yeah.
we all joke as millennials. It's just like, oh fuck, I don't want to like get old, but it's just like the thing is, it's like what is old now? Because like I now have friends that are in their 30s that are, like I said, blind and W amputees because of diabetes. I know like colon cancer, which is another thing that they're saying that Zepbound and these drugs can help ward off, because it does fix a lot of digestional problems. Are getting it in their 20s, their 30s are dying of stage 4 colon cancer. Strokes and heart attacks are on the rise in younger people, and it's just like dying at 70 of a heart attack is different than like God forbid having one at like 38. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's just like I'd be fine dying of a heart attack in my 70s. I don't necessarily want to have a stroke in my 30s. So I don't know. Like,
That's like going through
to
all
me,
this
yeah,
heart stuff.
it's
I'm like, thinking about that because it's like all of my stuff comes back normal, and it's like, oh yeah, you're just fat, and then they're like, well, actually, there's something wrong with your heart, and eventually it could give you a heart attack, but right now you're fine. And it's like, okay, so how do I keep it from, you know, because eventually I'll probably have to get like an artificial heart valve.
you get a pig
And
heart.
so, and
Nelson, we're gonna
like,
have to take Mark for surgery again.
Honey
Yeah.
Boo Boo
We-
got a pig
we
heart.
can't do uppies at that point. We're all gonna be too old.
Eddie and butter.
yeah. But
It's
that's
just-
the thing.
yeah.
It's like, and then when she was checking my medication list, when I was doing my stress test, and she saw metformin, and she's like, she asked me if I was diabetic first, and I said no. And then she saw that, and she said metformin, and I was like, oh, I have insulin resistance. And then she's like, oh, okay, makes sense. And then it's like, I don't know. So that's what, like, I'm with you. It's like, but both things can be true at the same time, where it's like you accept and love yourself, but also you don't want to die from, you know, being poor because you had to eat processed food like your whole life.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I don't mind, like I said, I don't mind being in the 200. I don't want to be like super skinny. Like I wouldn't mind being in the 200s or whatever, the mid 200s, right? But it's just like, I take, as long as my cholesterol is
I
whatever
think I
normal, my
think
blood pressure is normal.
when they
It's just like
weighed
at some
me,
point it's like fuck it. Like I know I'm never gonna be 180 pounds again, right? It's impossible.
I
But
think I was
like
at 180 pounds when I was like in elementary school.
yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, say I
Like,
I don't want to be 300 pounds again. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's. I don't know. It's one of those things. Where it's just like the shooting pain. It's just like, oh, is this just out? Is this like something, or is this it? Like, am I gonna
well,
be a 35-year-old that has
you
a heart
see,
attack?
Nelson, that's where I had like a sharp pain on the right where my heart valve is faulty, and then I
Yeah.
had a deep ache on my left, and I was like, oh, that's probably something. And then I got it checked out, and guess what? It
What?
was something.
Yeah, I know, right? My
So I
it's
mean,
just
and
like,
now I
is
say
this
currently wearing
is
a
this
heart monitor,
is this
like.
is did I eat something I was supposed to? Or is this colon cancer? Is this
Well, that's why they were like, "Do you have like GERD?" And I was like, "No." And then I was like, "I do kind of eat like shit though. I had like pizza the other day and it gave me heartburn." And it's like, "No, I'm just old. This isn't heartburn.
I think this
know what
episode
heartburn
should
feels like."
this episode should be titled "The Pod Gets Old" because it's
Yeah.
just
God
what we're
gets
gonna
old.
Play the like It's Always Sunny music,
Ugh.
and like that's like they
As
were
I
like,
look at my Metoprolol and fucking Zepbound's in the fridge,
and they were also
and
they
my
had the
Vyvanse.
audacity. They had the audacity to be like, "Are you sure it's not just anxiety?" When I am, like I said earlier, maxed out on Lexapro.
Mm.
And
Bro, I
it's
tell you
like
one
I know where my anxiety lives when I feel it,
Mhm.
and it is not the left side of my chest.
Yeah, I know one thing. The one thing that would probably get me like running to the doctor and like back to the gym on the treadmill and be like, give me all the is like if I ever got like erectile dysfunction. 'Cause that was like
Man,
that's like one
that's-
of the- I was like, that would be the biggest. I know, typical
Well, the
man
guy
thing.
on the
That would
guy
be
on
like, all right, time to
TikTok,
get healthy.
the pharmacist on TikTok that I watch, he takes all those sketchy gas station pills and basically
Yes, I
they're
love that
all-
guy.
It's so funny.
They're basically
love
all
that guy.
just
They're all sildenafil and tadalafil.
yeah. It's like you can just get it for like $5. You're fine.
As I look at my blender, I'm gonna make a good fruit smoothie with flaxseed.
I
add
got
more
I
fiber.
got one of those Ninja Blend bosses, and I
Oh, this shit's
fucking love
legit,
that
right?
thing.
Shit
I
fucking rules.
love it.
My uncle's got a Ninja Creamy, and he made
Does it have
protein-
maggots?
I saw someone talking about that. This is new, and he's
What?
only used it like 3 times.
What?
So not yet.
Okay, so Nelson, there's
What?
a rubber gasket that you cannot like pull out and clean, and obviously like milk gets in there when they're
Oh,
making the
yeah,
ice
yeah,
cream,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they got maggots, and it sent
Blech.
everybody into a tizzy going to look at their own to see if they had maggots.
Blech.
So you have to fully like pull it apart
It's
so you can
extra
get that
protein.
gasket off.
Yeah.
It's extra
So
protein.
Kai, I think the moral of the story is if you end up with the cool little single shot pen like I have, we can all take our shots together, and we will love each other as friends, and we
Yeah,
will
Mark, get
say
back
that
on the tee so that we can
we
all take
will
our shots
we will
together.
we will be doing this. We'll take our
Well, I have,
shots and everything.
mine's a gel. My
Yeah.
tea, and also they were like, oh yeah, being on tea for a long time can
Fuck your
mess
heart.
with your heart. And I was like, I haven't been on a. It's been 5 years. I
On
was
and
like,
off for 5
oh
years.
no, I still got a
How's your
bunch of
liver, though?
syringes. My
Yeah,
liver is just
same.
fine.
A bunch of. So we'll
My
all take our
CO2 was
drugs.
low, and then my kidneys kind of are aggravated because I take so many medications. My liver's good. My cholesterol's good. My everything's.
Anyway.
It's like, you know.
Oh God, I don't know what my cholesterol is. The moral of the story is we'll all take our meds, and we'll all
Just have a
smile,
varied
and
diet.
we'll all tell each other we love each other, and we're best friends, and we're doing this to be because we want to, and not because society tells us to. Click, and then we'll go off about our days.
No, we can all get like each other's. We gotta make sure we don't mix them up because it'd be different doses. But we can give like each other the other one's
A
10.
s-
Oh,
A
yeah.
circle
Do it-
jerk of
And like a little.
injections.
I was gonna do it in a cool like daisy chain.
Somebody
like,
may have to get
you
me under the
know.
arm because like the under the arm one's kind of hard.
You don't just put it like in your.
No, boss. The
Your
fucking
arm
thing
meat?
says you either do it in the arm meat under here, an inch away
In
from
the
your belly
stomach.
button, in the stomach, or on your thigh.
I've always given myself shots in my stomach because I have an apron belly, and
I'm-
that's like what I got most of.
Yeah, same. God. So,
So
let me say this. I'm as somebody.
also,
who
I
went
got a
from,
fat
like,
tip.
As somebody went
Let
from the
Nelson finish
injection-
his sentence. Just a second.
As somebody, I went from the syringes to the single to like the actual like single shot pen, and I'm like, I don't ever feel like the pen is. I know it is because there's it like I can see where
Medicine
it
comes
pricked
out.
me and there's blood, right? But I can be like, did I get it in there? Whereas the syringe, I was like, oh, here's shit. I'm fucking doing it. But these pens, I know they're designed for I guess people who are like squeamish and don't want to like inject themselves.
Medicine.
But I'm like,
I have a
medicine
needle
looks like it
phobia.
comes
I
out.
will need pens.
no, the pens are legit. You just pop the top. You don't even see it. You like pop the top off. You switch it to the unlock thing, and you say click. I don't even feel it. That's why I'm like, is it in there?
Hey yo.
Welcome to life as a woman.
Yeah.
All right. We've been
All right,
talking
Mark,
for a long
Mark,
time.
What was your fat tip?
Okay, I got that Carpe deodorant. I saw it on TikTok, but I got it from
The whole
Target.
body one?
Yeah. And I saw this is a Caleb Heron betraying fat people call out. He talked about when someone is like, you know, big and they sit down and there's like an aura
Yeah.
sometimes, like, you know. I put that under the seam of my stomach because I'm always like self-conscious about it.
Okay.
Nothing. Not even sweaty. So fat tip.
I will say that I use dry shampoo for your hair. I use dry
Oh.
shampoo under the bust and around the
Oh.
creases with the legs and under the stomach. And it's cheap. It's cheap as hell. It smells nice because it's supposed to be for your hair. And you
Yeah.
can spray it wherever you need to.
And it's powdery, not like
I-
oily.
I got
Ah.
I got the Gold Bond stick, like the deodorant stick.
Yeah.
but it's
Well, that's
Gold
because
Bond.
you're like a cisgender man.
Listen, my thighs rub together
That
too,
was-
Mark.
the
Like shaking
what was it?
hands, and it's like
Was it
chafing.
the Gold Bond chafe cream? I used to buy that all the time, but
No,
I
that-
switched to just using shorts.
The Gold Bond, it's like it looks like a thing of deodorant, but it's the red top and like the yellow thing. Gold Bond, that shit. I think Rick turned me on to that. I was like, good God, this is fucking great.
So
Used
okay,
to
we've
be,
been
like,
talking
slathered.
for a
Right,
long
let me-
time. So let me finish the show with this so that people won't get bored of us, right?
I'm gonna do
So
my
I have-
thing.
These skinny people
I have-
not relating to us.
Yeah.
I have
Fucking skinnies.
I have a thing that we need to do the next time y'all come down to Florida.
Okay.
Jellyfish mesmerize in their own museum in Florida. With neon lights and
Ooh.
mesmerizing creatures, a museum in Pompano Beach, Florida is believed to be the first in the U.S. dedicated entirely to jellyfish. The ancient sea creatures have lived in the oceans for more than 500 million years, predating dinosaurs and trees. The nearly 10,000 square foot facility houses roughly 20 unique species with 21 different display tanks. The museum was founded by Ukrainian aquarium developers. So, if anybody needs to go and have like a moment of zen, if anybody used to watch The Daily Show
sounds
back when it
pretty
was good,
cool.
and you'd go for your minute of zen, go to the BBC and look for the jellyfish mesmerized in their own Museum of Florida
Yo,
video.
we all gotta take one of Mark's Lexapros and go look at the
It
jellyfish.
don't work like that. You gotta take my Buspirone.
Okay, we're gonna take the Bustro and go.
My mom might
Lexapro.
have some tramadol still. We can take her
Let's
tramadol.
fucking
Yeah.
go.
We're gonna be blinking like one eye at a time.
I'll never forget the what was it, the 1,000 milligram ibuprofen you got from the fucking
Oh yeah.
doctor. I was like, God, I don't feel any pain anymore. This is great. All right.
All right, y'all. We should end up the show.
I got to do my little
Yes,
thing.
do
real
the
quick
thing.
About, okay, so okay, for everyone who's, I'm reading this. This is from a friend, and I edit it like it's no names, and it's just like I'm reading this from a thing, so it's gonna sound like I'm reading a press release. But anyway, so on Instagram, my friend the Outdoor Goth has let me in on something happening right now at the Arizona-Mexico border that deserves our attention. Land defenders have staged a historic binational tree sit-in at the San Rafael Valley, where they're working to protect one of the last remaining ancient cottonwood trees from Trump's border wall. 3 neighboring cottonwoods, estimated to be more than 200 years old, were recently cut down to make way for the border wall. Now activists are staying in and around the remaining tree to protect it. But this is about so much more than one tree. The San Rafael Valley is a remarkable ecological and cultural landscape. The Santa Cruz River begins here. The valley provides habitat and movement corridors for countless species, including migratory birds and endangered jaguars. The border itself is relatively new compared with the ecosystems, the communities, and cultures that have existed for generations. Water is sacred, water is life, and in the desert, places like this are especially precious. This isn't just about a tree, it's about an ecosystem, it's about wildlife, it's about water, it's about communities on both sides of this imaginary line drawn across a much older landscape. And ultimately, it's about what we choose as humans to protect. For information, up-to-date coverage, check out Rally for the Valley on Instagram. I'll put the stuff in the show notes. The San Rafael Instagram page also has a donation link, Give Butter. I'll post in the description for those who want to help the people working to protect this place. Please share this and tell everybody what's going on and help bring attention to what's happening in the San Rafael Valley. Woo!
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. Fuck yeah. Fuck Trump. Mark. Hold on one second. Mark,
Mhm.
play that funky music, white boy. Let's go. Say something.
When my grandma passed, I just wanted her pork and beans.